In the vast expanse of the universe, humans were a mere blip, an isolated species on a small planet, revolving around an ordinary star in the Milky Way. Yet, in the grand scheme of things, humans became the object of an unimaginable curiosity, a fascination that would alter their understanding of themselves and their place in the cosmos. It all began on an ordinary evening, when a night sky full of stars was suddenly pierced by a light that was anything but ordinary. The phenomenon started subtly. At first, it was just a few reports from across the globe, strange lights in the sky, flickering with unnatural intensity. Then, it became more than a passing curiosity. Governments took notice, and scientists, who had long searched for signs of extraterrestrial life, began investigating with a seriousness that hinted at something far bigger than anyone anticipated. But there was no explanation, no answers, just a creeping feeling that something was watching, something was waiting. It wasn't until the night the first spacecraft arrived that the full extent of their curiosity became clear. A vessel, unlike any human-made technology, descended into Earth's atmosphere, its form both sleek and unfamiliar. It didn't crash, didn't burn out like meteors did. Instead, it hovered gently, as though it had been gliding effortlessly from the stars, maneuvering with an almost eerie precision. The world watched in silence, a collective breath held. When the first communications began, the message was simple: we are here to observe. But no words could truly explain the weight of that statement. A message from beyond the stars, speaking directly to humanity. They weren't here to conquer. They weren't here to invade. They were here to learn. The question echoed in every mind: why humans? Why Earth? At first, the encounter was peaceful. The aliens, their forms, their eyes, their movements, were as much a puzzle as the ship they arrived in. They did not speak in any language humans could understand. Instead, they communicated through images, through thoughts, through an unsettling empathy that transcended words. Yet, with every transmission, the humans felt the weight of their gaze. The aliens were not here to take. They were here to watch, to study, to dissect every fragment of what made humanity unique. But the curiosity went deeper than anyone could have imagined. The aliens didn't simply observe from afar, they integrated. They mingled among humans, silently slipping into society, learning our ways, our beliefs, our cultures, our fears. And while the world tried to make sense of this, the aliens began to show themselves more openly, interacting with human leaders, conducting experiments that left the world confused but strangely awed. These interactions were not violent, nor were they invasive in the way humans might fear an invasion might be. Instead, they were calm, measured, almost clinical. The aliens were studying human emotions, human biology, human society. They asked questions that seemed impossible. Why do humans love? Why do they fight? What drives them to conquer, to explore, to build, to destroy? These questions left the leaders and scholars alike struggling to answer. There was one thing the aliens seemed particularly drawn to: humanity's belief in the unknown. It was something not shared by other civilizations, something that made Earth and its inhabitants unique. While the aliens' technology was far superior, and their understanding of the universe vast, they had no concept of uncertainty like humans did. They couldn't fathom what it meant to be driven by faith, by mystery, by the idea that some things should never be known. It fascinated them. At the same time, humans were fascinated by the aliens in return. Scientists began to work alongside the visitors, attempting to decode their technology, their methods of communication, their very existence. The mysteries the aliens brought with them were both awe-inspiring and terrifying. There was a shared sense of wonder, but also a growing unease. Every answer the aliens provided only led to more questions. They were like a mirror, reflecting the best and worst of humanity, and in that reflection, humans began to see themselves in a new light. What struck humanity most, though, was the aliens' indifference to the petty squabbles of Earth. They didn't care about politics, about borders, about religion. To them, humans were a species of curiosity, nothing more, nothing less. Yet, the way they studied humanity's flaws, how they showed such fascination with our fears and hopes, left many wondering if they were judging us. Were we just a spectacle to them? Were we a species to be studied and catalogued, or was there something more? As time passed, humanity began to change. The aliens' presence had an odd effect. Some were inspired, eager to learn more about the universe. Others became paranoid, believing the visitors had an ulterior motive, that the observation would turn into something darker. People began to question everything. Could humans really be the subject of alien curiosity? Were they studying us to learn, or were we simply lab rats in a cosmic experiment? What would happen when they learned everything they needed to know? Would they leave, or would their curiosity continue to grow? As tensions began to rise, and the world grappled with the implications of this extraordinary interaction, another ship arrived. This one was different. It was not sleek or ethereal like the first. It was massive, looming over the earth like a silent god, casting a shadow over everything. It didn't land gently, it hovered, suspended in the air, and there was no communication. No messages, just silence. Humanity held its breath once again. What did this ship mean? Was it the end of their curiosity, or the beginning of something far more profound and far more dangerous? As the ship remained motionless, suspended above Earth, its presence grew heavy. The questions multiplied. Was humanity on the verge of a great revelation, or would this be the moment when the aliens' curiosity would reveal a far darker purpose? And then, the ship opened. The world watched in stunned silence.